Have you ever watched a really grand ceremony? Like a coronation or a major state event, and just been amazed by how seamless it all is? There's this incredible power in those moments, a sense of order that feels like it's from another time. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden structure that makes it all work.
Right, so when you're in a space like this, the whole experience is designed to feel transcendent. It's meant to lift you out of the everyday. Every single movement, every word, even the silence, it all adds up to this feeling of deep, profound meaning. And that effortless flow, that's not an accident, not at all. It's the result of a very carefully guarded architecture.
So that brings us to the big question, right? What is that invisible framework? Who are the architects, the guardians that make sure these incredibly complex, meaningful events unfold with such grace, allowing the ceremony itself to just shine?
To really get our heads around this, let's start with an analogy from our own world. Think about some of the most high-pressure performances you can imagine. Okay, picture it. The final seconds of a championship game. The players are moving like they share one mind, pulling off a complex play that just looks like pure magic. Or think about the opening night of a huge Broadway show, where every single actor, musician, and stagehand hits their mark perfectly.
In both of those cases, what we're seeing is the result of a plan, a hidden plan. For the sports team, it's the playbook. For the actors, it's the script and the stage manager's master plan. This document, this unseen source code, is what makes that flawless execution possible. It makes sure everyone knows exactly what to do and how their part fits into the whole thing.
So, this idea of a playbook isn't new. In the world of sacred ceremonies, it has a formal name, and its history is, well, it's absolutely fascinating. That playbook is called the Rubric. The Rubric is the official set of instructions for a ritual. And here's the key part. It's not the words that are spoken, but the directions on how they're spoken, how to move, how the whole ceremony should feel. It's the blueprint that gives the entire ritual its structure and order.
And get this, the origin of the word itself tells the whole story. Rubric comes from the Latin word rubrica, which means read. See, in the ancient liturgical books, the prayers and scriptures, the stuff to be read out loud, were written in black ink. But the instructions on what to actually do, when to stand up, when to kneel, all the stage directions basically, those were written in red ink. So the rubric was, quite literally, the red ink on the page.
Okay, so if the rubric is the playbook, that leads to the next obvious question. Who's the coach? Who is the one person making sure this sacred script is followed perfectly so the main performers can just focus on their part?
Well, that role belongs to the adjutant. The adjutant is the official keeper of the rubric. Their whole job is to know, preserve, and guide the ceremony according to that established set of instructions.
And this is where we see this really crucial division of labor. You have the celebrants, the bishops or priests, and they are the executors of the rite. They perform the what. But the adjutant, their entire focus is on guiding the how. They aren't the stars of the show. They're the guardians of the show itself, making sure every external detail is perfect.
So what does this job actually look like? What does an adjutant do? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a role that really breaks down into 4 essential functions. Let's walk through them.
First, they are a guardian of order. They make sure the rubric is followed, period. Second, they're a steward of access. They're kind of like the traffic controller, managing who moves where and when. Third, the adjutant is a carrier of culture. They physically embody the tradition and make sure it's passed on. And finally, they are a protector of leadership flow. This means they anticipate problems and get rid of any distractions so the celebrants can stay completely focused on the ritual.
So why? Why go to all this trouble? Why have this super detailed rubric and a person dedicated to enforcing it? Well, the reason goes way deeper than just wanting to have a nice, smoothly run event.
This structure matters because it grounds the ceremony in history. It gives it roots. Following this pattern connects everyone in that room to generations and generations of people who have done the exact same thing. And because the form is predictable, people don't have to wonder what's coming next. It frees them up to be fully present. It takes the whole thing beyond the quirks of any one personality and anchors it to something timeless.
And that really gets to the heart of it. There's a quote from the source material that just says it all perfectly. The whole point of the rubric and the adjutant is to make the mechanics of the ceremony so seamless that the personalities of the people involved just fade away. The structure allows everyone, participants and celebrants, to look past the people and focus on the meaning.
So this leaves us with a final thought to chew on. This idea of a hidden rubric, a set of rules or traditions that makes a moment meaningful. It exists everywhere. Think about a formal family dinner, a courtroom trial, a military ceremony. So the question for you is,
Where else in your life does an unseen structure create a space for real, profound meaning to happen?